Hello and welcome to a cool and misty morning here in just gone past mid-August, August the 18th I think. So I've just been combing through my pea bushes for the last few peas I can find. My once proudly erect bushes here are all flopped over and starting to brown, etc. So it's out with the old and in with the new, I think. I'm going to, even though this is still producing some peas, I've got flowers here at the top. It's not yielding the kilograms that it was earlier. I've had about 4 or 5 kilograms worth of peas from here, so I've had a really good yield. But it's on its death throes now, so I'm just going to rip it all out and renew the compost and get some broccoli in. So let's have a look at that, shall we? What I'll do is I'll clear this lot away and then I'll come back to you. So I'm on the last dregs of my compost from the compostarium, so I better be spread this thinly, but at least it will give it a bit of a lift for the. So I'm putting broccoli, if I haven't said that already. Putting broccoli in here. So I'm trying to use the no dig philosophy when I'm in any of my plants. So literally once I've renewing the bed, I don't dig it over at all. I just pull out any of the weeds that are there and then put a nice layer of compost down of where I'm going to plant. And then that way we're not disturbing all the fungi, the beneficial fungi underneath the surface that we want to help transfer the energy of the earth back into the plants. At least that's what it's supposed to happen. But I'm giving it a go. Well, not quite enough to cover the whole bed, but that should do. On to planting. Oh, I'll leave that like that. So we've had a bit of an intermittent shower. I've been off taking Ethan to watch Angry Birds 2. I'm glad of the shower because we haven't had much rain lately, so that's put a bit of moisture in the soil. This feels really nice now. Got a mix of this compost and the seaweed that was acting as a mulch, so that should be good for these. So I've got some broccoli. Just ordinary broccoli this time. I can't remember the name. It's not the artwork that I've been growing throughout the year. Thought I'd try a new one. It's already been hammered by something overnight or the last couple of nights. Not sure what. So I better get it in the ground. Hopefully this will give me something October time. Fingers crossed. So let's get it in. But it's already, so this is only a few weeks old now, and it's already got a nice network of roots already, so that's good. So let's get this in. Give it about the usual, just under a trowel's distance apart. So this would be good. I'll be getting, so obviously I've got my normal vegetables now still going, the runner beans and the yellow beans. I'll be going into into September time. Onions should be coming through then, and then hopefully these peas that I planted, they'll be growing up and coming through late September time, and then hopefully in October, maybe November, I should be getting some broccoli then, so we're extending that, keeping that season of fresh vegetables coming through. Right, so I've got a few left over. I'll see if I can slip them in somewhere else. All I've got left to do now is the all-important job of watering. Even though we've had that rain shower, it's always good to make sure you water your plants in after every time you plant them, really. So I'll go and do that now. There we go, out with the old and in with the new. May not be looking, he looks quite sad compared to that great big mass of peas, but looking optimistically to the future. In a few months' time this will be producing me some lovely broccoli, hopefully. So you guys that have been following my potato series, the Great Potato Experiment, will know that I was have just harvested all my potatoes that I've been growing in seaweed on this side of this bed here. I've cleared away all the heavy seaweed, and I've left, you know, just a mulch of some of the seaweed, and that's going to break down and contribute to the, you know, the consistency of the soil and making it better. But I put a nice layer of new compost in a couple of bands, a couple of rows here. And I planted the peas that I had planted a few weeks ago in pots, and they've shot up nicely, and now hopefully they're going to work their way up here over the next few weeks and provide me with not as big a crop as I grew earlier on in the year, but certainly they're going to give me, hopefully, if the frosts don't come too early, a nice autumn crop of peas. And I've also planted this rocket a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, it got hit a bit by a rather hot 31 degree day yesterday, and I didn't water it in time, so it's a bit battered today. But again, rocket in pots. The good thing about growing something in pots at this time of year is you can move it around. If you're going to get a bit of a cold night and you don't want it, you know, in the next couple of weeks, you can just move this indoors for the night. So I've got some rocket. That's just outside my my kitchen door, and I just pop out and nick a bit when I'm doing my optimistic gardener in the kitchen, which you can tune into now. Let's have a look, see what else I've been growing now for the autumn crop. Beautiful. So here you can see I've got I sowed this lettuce. I've got here, and behind me, and I've sowed that a few weeks ago, and I'll be continually sowing this lettuce over for the next month at least, really, as long as they don't mind a bit of frost, but they're not going to start growing then. So continually sowing this over the next few weeks, and that'll be providing me with a nice autumn harvest. And at the moment the tomato bushes are providing it with a bit of shade when it gets too hot, like yesterday's 31 degrees. So then it won't bolt. So yeah, lettuce, nice leafy lettuce over the next few weeks, and excellent. So the peas are here. Again, this is the area where I harvested all the potatoes. Got a nice spare bit here. And and I planted, or I sowed these spinach plants a few weeks ago, and these are starting to come through now. Now I'm just going to leave them in here for another few weeks before I plant them out here, and these will grow nicely all the way into hopefully late October time. So job's definitely a good one.